of the Southwick Public Library Board of Trustees for November 10th at 7 p.m. So if we just want to do a roll call and everybody say your name.
Suzanne
Carol,
Maria,
Tammy,
Tracy.
Great. Is that everybody?
Michael, you're on mute or something. We can't, there's no audio.
Ask to unmute. There we go. Try it again.
Suzanne Davis.
Oh, no, I was saying Michael because he's unmuted now. I won't make you say everybody's name all over again.
It's still not audible.
Don't hear him.
I can see his lips moving.
Okay. Oh, you're muted again, so you did something. I'm going to send something that's going to ask you to unmute. And then maybe try turning up your volume. Okay, let's see. It looks like you're not muted anymore. Mike, is your volume up? Nope, I don't hear anything. Let me try. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. Back in. Okay. All right, let's try talking now. You should be unmuted. I don't know if sometimes that refreshes it. Nope, not yet. Okay. There must be a setting on your computer or something. Oh, I heard something.
That's not Michael.
No,
No, that was,
well, I mean, I guess we can go like this, and Mike will put, if you want to put something in the chat, if you have anything to say. Do you want to try doing it that way? Okay. All right. So we did our roll call. Does anybody want to call us to order?
meeting called to order 7:08.
As that was called to order by Tammy. I don't know if anybody has to second it, but why don't we go for it?
I'll second it.
There we go. So that was seconded by Tracy. So we have no public comments. Communications. Very, very brief this time. But it's very brief, but we've got a lot going on. So we've been told by the Board of Health that we need to limit Connecticut users from using the library because the library is, well, Connecticut is on the high risk list. So until Connecticut is removed from that, we'll have to not have Connecticut visitors coming in. And most everybody seemed to be pretty understanding so far. So No complaints about that. I feel it's going to be a long winter. There's going to be a lot of little things like this that we have to do. So, starting on Monday, we signed up for kind of a chat service so people can kind of write in and live chat with one of us who's ever staffing it at the moment. That's going to start on Monday. We're going to see how it goes. We thought it would be something good to try if we'd ever have to close again. It's something that we can easily monitor from a distance. So we're going to have hours. I'm going to do it for a couple hours Monday. Paul's going to do it Wednesday night, and Heather Paparella is going to do it on Friday morning. So we'll do it three times a week for maybe an hour or two, and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, I'm not expecting a huge turnout on it, but it's just one more nice thing to offer, especially if since we have to limit people coming in, and in case we have to close again for whatever reason, then we will use that. Yeah, November has been a slightly busy month. We've got our usual programs going on. We are trying to work with the Cultural Council about moving the programs that we were approved for this past summer and moving them into the spring, because most of them are things like there's metal smithing, there's chocolate making. None of those stuff can really transfer online. So we're trying to move almost all of those programs into the spring. And hopefully by then things will have gotten better, hopefully. But, we just don't know. And if that's the case, then we'll figure it out as we go. But let's see. And I have joined the board of the Western Mass Library Advocates because why not? They're a fun bunch of people. So, and they were looking for new board members. So I decided to get involved with that. And hopefully we can learn some things and bring some new things back to Southwick from it. So that should be interesting. But other than that, we are just trying to stay the course and just keep maintaining our level of services, making sure everything is clean and sanitized. And Michael, yes, Cultural Council, they actually emailed me and said they moved their deadline to December 14th, I believe. So we are putting in some applications for next year. I don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket, and we usually apply for so many, but we just don't know what next year is going to bring. So I'm applying for one for the adults. We're probably going to do one or two for the kids, and then one or two for the teens. So we will be applying for some for next year, and we're applying for things that we can easily translate into virtual or in person. So because we just don't know what next summer is going to look like. So yeah, we're just trying to find things that can go either way. Like this summer, we just got stuck with things that there's no way we could do online, but there was no way we could have known that this was going to happen. So now at least this time we're prepared, so we can try to figure out and see if we can find some things that can go either way. And that is, I feel like that was really brief, but that's all I have for communications. We've just been trying to keep things going as normally as possible. Just we're not doing as many events just because things like the curbside has kept us so busy that and we're introducing the chat service. So we've got a lot of good things going, and we're just trying to stay as useful as possible. And yeah, things are changing rapidly, and I think it's going to be a very crazy winter. So we're hanging in there as best we can. Maria sent out the October minutes to everyone. Did everybody get a chance to read? And if you guys want to approve it or make corrections.
Motion to approve.
That was Suzanne.
That was Suzanne.
Tammy second. Tammy seconds.
Okay.
All right. And I sent you all the October statistics for the directors.
Minutes approval?
Was that Michael?
No, that's Maria.
Oh, okay.
Since there's a motion out there to approve them, I guess we need a vote. Just make it
Yes.
Anonymous?
Oh, you're
Yes.
right. We did.
That's okay? Or-
Tammy votes yes.
Suzanne
Tracy
votes
votes
yes.
Tracy votes yes.
Okay, and Maria does, and Michael's not shaking his head.
Like, he says yes in the comments, so he's
Okay.
here to hear it.
Good. Okay, I got that.
Great. Okay, I sent you all the director's report for October. I mean, the numbers are what they're going to be for this year and probably into next year. I mean, I think it's great for what they are, considering all the restrictions and everything. And I think a lot of it's going to fluctuate as of like right now when we can't have our Connecticut patrons in. We do have a fairly large amount of Connecticut residents that use our location. So I think it's just going to fluctuate a lot this year. And I mean, the good news is that in October we did 271 curbside pickups, which is pretty good, I think.
Yes.
And we've received in more interlibrary loan items. We've been getting quite a few. Our deliveries have been pretty big for interlibrary loan items, so we're being used, and our numbers this year are just going to look unusual. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
Everybody's in the same boat.
Yep. And I think it's gonna fluctuate a lot. Like, when the cases have gone up, we've been much quieter. But when they went down a little while ago, more people came in. But when the cases went up, we've just gotten quieter. So it's gonna kind of be a roller coaster this fall and winter. But did anybody have any questions, or I don't know if you want to vote to or move to approve the director's report?
We don't usually.
No, we don't.
And never mind.
Not that we don't want to. We just don't usually do it.
That's all right.
We believe you.
Okay, so old business. Our COVID-19 response, pretty much the same. We are just following whatever directives the Board of Health gives us. She has been very responsive about all my questions with things that come up. As you know, as I've mentioned, we can't have Connecticut patrons in. Most have been understanding. We're just I tried to spread the word. We have a sign outside to just try to inform as many people as possible. Hopefully before they make the trek to come up here. But yeah, unfortunately, I think it'll be like that until Massachusetts removes Connecticut from the high risk states. But other than that, everything has been going well as far as our COVID-19 response. Brett, our custodian, has been keeping everything clean, smooth running smoothly. Yeah, and nothing really major on the front there. Into new business, I did have a question about the gifts for the volunteers. We were going to get them something that they can just drive through and pick up. And I was just wondering if it would be okay to use funds from the gift account to purchase something for all of them. Okay, cool. So
But it's for.
perfect. All right, I will do that, and I will get stuff together for hopefully early December to get something for all of them. And next thing in our new business is I sent you guys a whole bunch of fun policies. There's no major changes. The new policy I did add though, did everybody get a copy of that? I sent it by email, was at the end of last week, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I don't think I did.
Okay, they should be in your email, Carol, if you wanted to look back at them. But again, nothing major. The new policy I did write up. Everything else on here is just edits to our old one. The new policy is just, I wrote something up so that we do have a fine-free policy that says, the date it was approved by the Board of Trustees, what we are charging fines on, what we aren't. And also just a reminder to patrons that, yes, if you do get things from other libraries, they may charge. We have no control over that. I guess if it's easier, do you want to vote after everyone I talk about, or do you want to just have me run through the whole list and do a mass vote at the
Run
end?
through the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the first one. And then I just redid our welcome policy. Everything is pretty much the same. The only thing I really did, just went in there and I deleted, after books and movies, it said, this is what we charge for this. This is what we charge for that. The only thing I left on there were the museum passes, which we will charge fines for, and the library of things items. Everything else, I just took away the wording that said, this is what we charge for this and that. Public service policies, again, pretty much the same thing. Nothing has been rewritten. I just went through and removed the locations where it said, this is what we charge for late books, late movies, anything like that. And the museum pass policies, let's see. Yeah, I think I just edited, there was just a couple things I edited on there, and it is a $5 a day fine for museum passes, which I think is fair enough because they when things are actually open, they're in demand. So we kept that for the museum pass policies. And then there's this one other policy it's oddly named. I don't quite know what it's supposed to be. It's the history/mission statement of the library, and it's just kind of a whole big jumble of everything. But it did have things. Some of the things I removed because it was included in other policies. Like there was a whole section about overdue items, which is included in our public service policy. So I just removed it. So there's less duplication everywhere. And then there was one place where it said you have to have an actual library card to use the library. I did edit that to say that you have to have a library card to use the computers and borrow items. I don't want people to think, you can't even come in here and sit and read the newspaper if you don't have a card. So I did edit that line. And under one of the sections, it kept it. I feel like this was probably very, very old since it's been edited, but it kept calling things monographs. And I changed that. I was like, what does that mean? I had to look that up in the dictionary.com. I'm like, what is a monograph? I didn't even think they really know. But so I did just change it to materials just so it reads a little bit better. It doesn't look like, I don't want these to look like they haven't been touched in 20 plus years. We do pay attention to our policies. And then in one section, it did say that applications for the community room have to go to the trustees, but we don't do that anymore. They just come to me and I review them. But obviously we probably will not have anybody use our community room for who knows how long. So, but I did change it that, the applications would come to me and I would review it from there. And if there's any questions, then we would bounce it back to you guys.
Lynn,
Yes.
I noticed in that section you had that there was a space for a date. I wasn't quite sure what that was saying. Like there wasn't one. The people have to apply X number of days. Is that open?
Which one was this under? Do you remember?
What are we-
Was it the community room one?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Did you want to fill it?
I don't think I think I just filled it in that they should get it to me a few weeks in advance of the time requested. I mean, I'm not too particular. We can fit anybody in, but Yeah, I think on here, when it originally said, either it said like a really short amount of time or a really long time. A few weeks is a reasonable request.
Okay.
And then that was basically it for the policies that have to do with fines. So I just went in, took out a few things that dealt with overdue fines, wrote a new fine-free policy, very brief, 2 paragraphs, just so we have it in there. Did anybody have any questions or comments or anything?
I have one small edit
Yes.
in the complaints, and I can't read my writing. And something of authority. On page 20, which is the last page, the first sentence under that, please add a T to complaints.
Complaints.
Complaints. I liked it that way too.
We do get lots of complaints and complaints. Oh goodness. Okay. I mean, eventually, I think this one big policy at the end that is the history/mission statement. It's kind of a mishmash of everything. We probably should go through and rewrite it at some point, but I just didn't have the time to put into that right now with everything else going on. So it serves its purpose right now. Everything about the fines has been removed. So if
When I read it, I feel, Lynn, excuse me, that it's sort of a consolidation of all the other policies in one place.
yes, yes. And I feel like but there were a couple sections that when I was going through it, they aren't mentioned anywhere else, but then there's a lot that's duplicated. So I just have to sit down with it sometime and just kind of really look through it. But
Someday when you have nothing to do.
when I have some time.
We always call that miscellaneous.
It is it's miscellaneous policy. It fits everything. When you don't know, you just shove it in with that one. But did anybody have any other questions, comments, or did you want to approve?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
So that was motion to approve
Suzanne.
by Suzanne and second by
Right.
Maria. And Michael says yes in the comments.
And I approve.
Tammy says yes.
Tracy approves.
Great.
I'll
Thank
make
you.
it unanimous.
Unanimous.
And the good news is that the patrons have been very, very appreciative of going fine free. They're excited about it. I'm hoping that we can welcome a lot of older patrons who may have been blocked or anything like that. I'm hoping we can welcome them back. But the ones that have come in have been extremely appreciative of it. So
Good.
I'm glad we could make change. The Board of Selectmen discussed that at one of their meetings. I attended their meeting to just kind of provide any background information on it. And they were just fine with it. You know, Joe Didi actually said finally. So that was so it went very well. You know, I kind of presented the numbers and, you know, how much of the old fines we are waiving. And it doesn't come out to be quite a whole lot. So
Right.
in the long run, you know, making the people happier by not having fines, you know, it's.
And even if it was just a coincidence, it's nice that we could put it in during this period of COVID.
Yes.
Everybody isolated and locked up. And
Yeah, I think the COVID kind of pushed us along to doing this, but you know, I think eventually we were going to have to look at it anyway. So yeah, so I mean, I'm very happy with it. Patrons seem to be very happy with it. So yeah, I think it's been a crazy time, but I think we're all doing the best we can given the circumstances. And that was actually, I feel like this has been really speedy, but that's actually it from me. I feel like there's so much going on But when it comes, there's so much going on, but when it comes down to it, one sentence sums it up, you know.
Right.
We can't have Connecticut people in here, but that already took hours of work of trying to get the word out and figure out how we're going to handle things. So it feels really brief, but there's actually a lot more that goes into it than
Well, I think we all automatically understand it, so there doesn't need a lot of explanation on your part.
it has been a wild year. I will say that, but yeah, no, we're grateful.
Didn't
We
know
have-
what you were walking into when you took the job last year, huh?
I was going to say, we're sorry the first year turned out this chaotic.
Yeah.
I know, but you know, maybe everything after this will just feel like a walk in the park. So maybe this
There
is
you
the
go.
this is.
your trial.
Don't ever say that. After this
I
year,
know.
don't ever
I
say
I will not say anything. I mean,
that.
we had an earthquake. What else can happen?
I will never say that again. Every time I do, something else goes.
And I didn't know we had an earthquake till I read it in the paper. So
Yeah.
I put it on Facebook.
So yeah, I mean that's all I have unless anybody else has anything that they want to add or anything. And if you guys because you guys are in the community, you know people, if you hear anybody say anything or any comments, positive, negative, anything that people, you know, that you hear about what we're doing, we're trying to go through this blindly because who could have anticipated, but it's good to hear things. So if
well, and you're doing a great job, Lynn. I mean,
Yes, you are.
yeah, you're in this situation, I think you're doing the best any of us could hope for.
we're trying.
And I have a compliment for Heather because I had to call today to renew my card and she just handled it beautifully. It was, oh, what's your, oh yeah, okay, this is good. Okay, you're set.
Yeah, no, we want to make things as painless as possible.
It was
Yeah.
delightful.
Good.
I'm used to, hold on for 5 minutes while I check the computer.
Yeah. Nope, we want to make it easy because we know you don't want to hang out with us on the phone either. So it's all good. So if nobody has anything else, I guess we can make somebody wants to make a
Adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Second, Suzanne.
Who
That was
made?
Carol was so moved and
Oh,
Susan-
Carol, okay. It's hard to see the telephone talk.
and had a yes in the comment too. So
Yeah.
so it looks like I just have one thing to say after we finish this and after we finish recording. So if we have a motion to adjourn, we are adjourning at 7:32 p.m.
Okay.
Record
Well done.
time.